Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com, industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by Amsoil, the first in synthetics. And by Better Battery Bolt. You're nuts not to try these bolts.
If you sand or grind anything in the automotive world, chances are you have heard of Dynabrade. They are the industry leader when it comes to abrasive tools. Now, Dynabrade has been making the highest quality tools for more than 50 years, and the thing I love about them is they never stop growing and innovating. Case in point, the new Nitro Series DN1. This thing's great. It's a pistol grip mini orbital sander, and it's a game changer for small scale sanding applications. The DN1 is aimed at fabricators, repair technicians, painters, detailers, even woodworkers are going to love this thing. The abrasive surface is just 1.25 inches in diameter, and that means it's easy to control. The pistol grip design also means more maneuverability as well. Just think of how many times you've painted a vehicle and gotten a dust nib in a clear coat. Well, paint correction is so easy with the Nitro Series DN1. You can sand a tiny area without hurting the clear coat at all. The small sanding surface of the tool combined with the pistol grip design means you can actually see where you're sanding and your work is not hidden under a big palm sander. There's so many benefits from the ergonomic design of the DN1. Now, first of all, it only weighs 1 pound, and that's less than half a kilogram for our Canadian friends. The ambidextrous design means it's great for righties or lefties, and the DN1 produces very little vibration, and that is something you'll appreciate if you use it all day long. And of course, when you're at Dynabrade.com, you can get structured abrasive discs that fit the DN1 perfectly. There's an 1.25 inch round disc that fits right on it, and there's also the 1 3/8 scallop design that makes it possible to get into tight or concave nooks and crannies. No more gouging when you're trying to work in those small contours with a big sander. Structured abrasives are super consistent as well, so you can dial in the exact finish that you're looking to achieve. If you have small details to sand or grind, reach for the Nitro Series DN1. This tool and a slew of others made by Dynabrade in the USA. They listen, they observe, and they innovate. Dynabrade.com.
Engine manufacturers have been making the part fitment and tolerances tighter and tighter and tighter. And with that, well, you need to know about plasti gauge and bearing clearances. That's what this Amsoil Tech Tip is all about. To measure bearing clearance, well, you can use a strip here called plasti gauge. You can see it right here on the graphic. It's actually a plastic piece that goes right across the actual bearing or the journal. And what you do is you put it on there and then you smush it. You put it to factory specifications and torque it and read it. Now you can see our engine right here. We actually have a dual overhead cam engine right here, and you have cam bearings underneath. You have crank bearings. They're all over the place. So what you would do is basically take one of these caps off, get you a little strip of that plastic, put it on there, dry, don't spin it, torque it to specifications, and then read that bearing clearance. Very, very important that you have the proper bearing clearance. Why is that? Well, you can see right here, I got a few bearings. This one, well, it's worn here in the middle. That's going to be a problem. This one right here, totally have a hole in it. It's been wearing metal to metal, not a good thing. This one, well, it's totally shot. This was actually a thrust bearing on both sides. You have no protection with that whatsoever, and this is what a good bearing looks like. Now, it's important to use the right oil because you want to have a film between those. Len from Amsoil, tell us a little bit about that.
It's interesting that you look at those bearings because in the whole plastic gauge thing, you're actually, instead of plastic gauge, when your engine is running, there's oil in that small space, which is why we're measuring it. Oil is that cushion that's going to ride between the bearing and the crank or the rod or the camshaft, and it has to hold up to combustion pressure. It has to hold up to a whole bunch of different forces, and that requires the oil to have film strength. And one of the things that you get where you get really good film strength is a high quality synthetic. And Amsoil Signature Series products have an extremely high quality base oil that we use that automatically gives you a really good film strength. And it's going to hold up and it'll keep those bearings from touching together, because anytime metal touches, you get wear.
Yeah.
So they're going to help with that.
Yeah, you see the results in the bearings now. The proof's in the pudding, Len. You can take a look at this right here. You can see the leading competitor. Man, those bearings are shot. Amsoil, they look like new. So if you want to see more illustrations like that or check out more products, just go to amsoil.com.
We're going to do more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonfireTools.com next week. We hope you join us then. In the meantime, if you have a product you want to see on our show, email me, Dave@motorheadgarage.tv. We'll get you here in the studio. We'll see you next time. Have a great week.